These are our predictions and betting tips for match day 12. That is England Premier League predictions. And we are joined with Hunter this morning so that we can have the amazing predictions done. So Hunter, let us get it started.
Okay, to our fans, welcome once again. We are glad to be welcoming you because this is the weekend as we move to the international break. And I know teams will be out here to perform and at least get the momentum and at least to release their players back to the international. Just the first game to give you, we'll be seeing the Wolves welcoming Spurs. And Wolves stands at position 14 with possible 12 points, while Spurs stands at position 2 with 26 points. In the last game we watched, Spurs lost to Chelsea with a 4-1 margin, while Wolves lost it was a shocking defeat to Sheffield United. The Spurs game versus Chelsea saw Spurs losing a lot of casualties, like they lost a lot of players to injuries and a lot of players to red card. And these are constant, like some of their best players, like James Maddison, was injured in that game because those are key players that will determine this game against Wolves. That's why I'm mentioning them. The likes of James Maddison were injured. Van de Ven, that is their defender, was also injured. Udogi got a red card. And also their best man, also Romero, also had a red card. So it is a huge concern because Richarlison is also injured. So Spurs has a lot of injuries. And I think that will affect their game moving into this game. And that's why giving a Spurs a direct win will not be a possibility here. It will be a risk bet on that. So that's why I'm going for over 1.5 game. That's why I'm going for a draw in that game. Because it is either Wolves to win or a draw to occur. And that's why I'm going for a draw of 1-1 to occur. And my tip will be an over 1.5 goals. And just to give you a start is that Wolves have just one clean sheet from their last 14 EPL matches, but have scored in each of their last 10 games. So that's just a constant. But with the injuries that Spurs have and with the suspension that they have, I don't see them walking with a win against Wolves in that game. That's why an over 1.5 goals will be safer in that bet. Then our second game will be witnessing Arsenal hosting Burnley. And Arsenal are currently at position 4 with 24 points, while Burnley are at position 19 with 4 points. The last weekend, we witnessed a lot of drama in the Arsenal-Newcastle game because Arsenal felt that the match officials never did their work, and it gave away the goal to Newcastle. But that is how VR is, and that is how officiating has been, because there is no consistency. So they lost to Newcastle with another 1-0 scoreline, and also Burnley lost to Crystal Palace with a scoreline of 2-0. So both teams will be wanting at least to get to bounce back to winning ways, but with the quality that Arsenal has and with the result they recorded in the midweek, that is the Champions League, I expect them at least to get the win in this game, and I'm backing Arsenal to win with a scoreline of 3-0 in that match, and my tip will be an Arsenal win in that match, definitely. Then our third game will be witnessing Crystal Palace hosting Everton, and Palace stands at position 11 with possible 15 points, while Everton stands at position 16 with 11 points. Definitely, Everton have been getting good results, although they started on a low key, but in the coming games, they have recorded good results. Like the last weekend, they recorded a draw. That is 1-1 against Brighton, while Palace won at Burnley. This is also another tough game because if you look at the positions of the both teams, none of the teams would love to lose the 3 points. And that's why it's going to be a tougher game. And that's why I'm backing a draw of 1-1 also in that game. Because I never see Palace or Everton wanting to lose that game. And if there's a possibility of any team winning, then I'll back Everton to win narrowly. But a draw will be certain in that game. So my scoreline prediction will be a 1-1 draw. Then my tip will be an over 1.5 goals in that match because it is the safer bet in that match. Then our fourth game will be looking at Man United hosting Luton. And Man United, I know the fans out there are not happy with them. The team has been having some inconsistency. in their game. And let me just give you the positions. Their positions. Sorry. Man United stands at position 8 with 18 points, while Luton stands at position 17 with 6 points. Luton really surprised many last weekend. They were out because they drew to Liverpool. They were winning, if not only the last minute equalizer that Luis Diaz gave Liverpool. They could have walked with three crucial points. And Man United won 1-0 to Fulham, although they also scored in the additional added minute. But United in the midweek, we saw some decisions have not been going against them, and this is a concern that I know the manager will try to at least bounce the game, because I was watching their game against Copenhagen, and they really played well the first 20 minutes. After the red card, I never identified United again, because they were sloppy and they conceded easy goals. Although there were so many, let me say, the officiating never went in their favor, because the Rashford red card, somehow it looked like it should not have been a red card. The first goal they conceded, the player that there was a player standing in the offside position. So I'm backing United to bounce back to winning ways this coming weekend, and I'm backing them to win with a 2-1 scoreline, and my tip will be a United win in that game. Then our fifth game, I will be looking at Bournemouth taking on Newcastle United. Bournemouth stands at position 18 with 6 points, while Newcastle are position 6 with 20 points. Both teams, how they fared on in the week at the weekend, Bournemouth lost to City with a scoreline of 6-1. That was a real hammering, and I'm sure that Bournemouth will want such as United, they will want to get over that result, because it was an humiliation against the Newcastle. Recorded a 1-0 win against Arsenal, of which there are a lot of controversy in that match, but they deserved the win. And then moving into this match, Newcastle are coming into this match. I know they lost in the midweek against Dortmund, and they will want to bounce back to winning ways, and that's why I'm backing them at least to beat struggling Bournemouth. And my scoreline prediction will be a 1-3 in favor of Newcastle United. And my tip will be a Newcastle win in that game, definitely. Then players to watch, we can go for Gordon. Then on the bottom of the side, we can go for Solanke. And the sixth game will be witnessing Aston Villa hosting Fulham. Aston Villa, they had a good form, they had a good run of games. And the last weekend, we were shocked, and they lost 2-0 to Nottingham Forest, which it was a shock to many. But that is how EPL is. While Fulham lost also to United narrowly with a scoreline of 1-0. Both teams will want to bounce back to their winning ways. With Aston Villa, they started on good and they were moving on good. Only Nottingham Forest at least defeated them, but I know they'll bounce back to winning ways. And my scoreline prediction will be a Villa to win with a scoreline of 2-1, and my tip will be an over 1.5 goals in that match, because I'm seeing both teams will score in that game. That's why I'm backing an over 1.5 goals in that match. Then players to watch, I'll go for Ole Watkins. Then to the Fulham side, I'll go for Willian. Yeah. Then the seventh game, we'll be seeing Brighton welcoming Sheffield United. Brighton stands at position 7 with 18 points, while Sheffield United are at position 20 with 4 points. Sheffield United recorded a shock win that is against Wolves, and so many never expected them to at least win that game. But at least they can build on the momentum on that win, at least to get back to winning ways. And they are hosting. They are going to Brighton, who drew against Everton. That's the last weekend. Yesterday I watched their match. They played well. They beat Ajax 2-0, and Ansu Fati performed marvelously. And I'm expecting him to be a key star this upcoming weekend. I'm backing a Brighton win definitely this coming weekend, because they have the quality to get the job done. And I'm backing a Brighton to win with a scoreline of 2-1, and my tip will be an over 2.5 goals in that match, definitely. Then our eighth game will be witnessing Liverpool welcoming Brentford. That is at Anfield, and Liverpool stands at position 3 with 24 points, while Brentford stands at position 9 with 16 points. But how the teams fared on last weekend, Liverpool drew to Luton, while Brentford recorded a win against West Ham. And Liverpool, because this is Anfield, this is a ground that I always love Liverpool, because they always make it difficult for the opponent to win against them in that ground. So that's why I'm backing a Liverpool win in that match. And my favorite player to make Liverpool achieve their objective of the day is Mo Salah, definitely in that match. My scoreline prediction will be Liverpool 2, Brentford 0, and my tip will be a Liverpool win, definitely, in that match. And Liverpool, although they never took their chances against Luton, they need to capitalize on that and get the job done against Brighton, because if you don't score early against Brighton, Brentford will at you at the long run, because they're a good team that plays at the counters, they love crosses. So if you're not careful and you don't take your chances, Brentford might harm you. So Liverpool need to take their chances, because unlike in the Luton game, they played well, but they never took their chances. They need to be clinical in goal, so that at least they bury the game early. Because I think that's a concern that Jurgen Klopp will want his strikers to get the job done. Because the same concern I watched yesterday when they were playing Toulouse, because they came back scoring in the dying minutes, hoping to salvage a point, but it was very unfortunate. So they need to get the job done at least by half time. They should have scored. They should score at least 2 goals to enhance their chances of winning comfortably. Then the 9th game, we'll be witnessing West Ham welcoming Nottingham Forest. This is also another marvelous game, a massive game this coming weekend, because West Ham currently they have been struggling, but they won yesterday. While Nottingham Forest, they also struggled, but at least they're starting to pick up. Both teams, West Ham stands at position 12 with 14 points, while Nottingham Forest stands at position 13 with 13 points. While West Ham recorded a defeat, that is the weekend, with a 3-2 defeat, while Nottingham Forest recorded a win against Aston Villa. So West Ham, I know, will want to build the win they recorded yesterday against Olympiacos, and definitely with the quality that both teams have, I expect a draw again in that match, and I'm expecting a draw of a 2-2. That is, my scoreline prediction will be a 2-2. Then my tip will be both teams to score in that match. Then our last game, that is the 10th game, that is the game to end the weekend as we move to the international break. We'll be witnessing Chelsea welcoming Manchester City at the Stamford Bridge. This is a game that every fan out there are looking towards, and I know this is a game that every fan would want to gamble on, because it is a massive game for Chelsea and also for Man City, at least to keep getting the points to definitely take the title at the end of the day. Chelsea stands at position 10 with 15 points, while Manchester City are at position 1 with 27 points. Chelsea are coming into this game bragging of the 1-4 win against Spurs, while City are coming into this game with a 1-6 scoreline against Bournemouth. And this is going to be a fascinating match. But with the quality that Man City has, and with the players that they are back, Rodri and the likes of Stones, I expect City to win comfortably. Because if you look at the head-to-head, City has been getting the better side of Chelsea, and I expect them to continue with that fine form. And my scoreline prediction will be Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. And my tip will be a Manchester City win. And players just to watch, I'll go for Doku of Manchester City and Cole Palmer of Chelsea, at least to carry the day. And it will be a fascinating match. And just an highlight to the games to take note of Arsenal versus Burnley game. Give an Arsenal win, definitely, in that match. Then Wolves Spurs game, over 1.5 goals in that match. Then Newcastle Bournemouth, give a Newcastle win. Then Liverpool Brentford, give a Liverpool win, definitely. Then Manchester City Chelsea, give Manchester City to win that game definitely. Back to you, Mark Bettor.
Thank you very much, Hunter, for those amazing predictions. Now, when you look at Gameweek 12 England Premier League, I must mention that matches that are of interest to me are the following. We have the West Ham Nottingham Forest game. I'm interested in that particular game, given that your scoreline prediction was amazing, and I also tend to think that over 1.5 goal is going to be easily occurring. Then we have Liverpool-Brentford. I believe Liverpool are supposed to be winning this game because you're at Anfield, and based on the quest to go back to the winning ways, then this is a must-win for Liverpool. And then we are looking at Man United-Luton. I believe that Man United a double chance, that is Man United to be winning or a draw to occur, is also amazing, or Man United to be winning either half. And then we look at the next game, Arsenal coming up against Burnley. Arsenal is supposed to find it easier to win, so I'm backing Arsenal victory on that one. And finally, Chelsea coming up against Man City. I'm betting on Manchester City to be winning or a draw to occur. Both the better option at the end of the day is a Manchester City victory. I don't see any way in which Chelsea is going to be limiting Manchester City's side from taking the 3 points when they play against Chelsea. So I don't see any way Chelsea is going to be limiting Manchester City. So Manchester City are supposed to be easily winning that one. And I think those are my final additions for these matches. There is really none to be added except Brighton Sheffield United. We must mention that Brighton are definitely a better side, and in this one, I believe Brighton are supposed to be winning easily. Those are my opinions for the Game Week 12 matches, Hunter. Any final remarks?
Okay, I know Chelsea fans will be moving into this game. They're thumping their chest. I know they're saying that because if you look at the records, because we also have to look at the records, Chelsea have been performing better when they meet the top 6 teams. Because so far they have recorded a good result against Spurs. They recorded a good result against Arsenal. So they've been having at least they've been performing better when they meet the big side. But with the quality that City has, I think City will carry the day, because I know Chelsea are hoping that at least that good form of them winning against the big sides can continue. But City, with the quality that they have, and their record against Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge has been good, and that will be a win for them, definitely. Then majority of the games, I think teams will be motivated moving into the international break. I don't see the big team that will love to lose this upcoming weekend, because they'll love to get the job done as they go into the international break, at least to strategize and get to know how the table looks like, at least to plan for the next games upcoming. I have nothing much to say. Just to tell our viewers out there to gamble responsibly. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Hunter. We will be seeing you in the next video with Spain, La Liga, Game Week 13 predictions. So join us.